guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day today. We're going to be making carrots in a blanket today. If I haven't said in my previous videos, hit that subscribe button to watch any previous videos. Hit that notification bell to watch any previous videos. So let's get started on making it. So what I have here is one of my larger skillets, the one I always like to use. And I'm just going to get a little warm here. And I have already took in 6 medium-sized carrots, so you're not, when you get the jumbo, about medium size. I've peeled them, trimmed them, and I cut them into about 2-inch pieces. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put this into the skillet here. And we're going to add about a tablespoon of butter. I have a little extra, so I'm not going to let that go to waste. We're going to add that in with our carrots. About a tablespoon of maple syrup. And I'm going to get my little spatula here to get the rest of that out to make sure we kind of get it all. There we go. A tablespoon of white miso paste. If you can't find this in your normal grocery store, go to like a local, like an Asian one if you have one, or Trader Joe's, or even if you want to, use Amazon. So I have a tablespoon of white miso, trying to get all of it in. Okay. Then you're gonna do a half a teaspoon, so a tablespoon of maple syrup, a tablespoon of white miso, a half a teaspoon of coriander. Let's see. And then a quarter of a teaspoon of garlic powder, and a quarter of a teaspoon of smoked paprika. And then what we're gonna do is a pinch of salt and pepper. Okay. So a few shakes of the pepper, it's about a pinch, and then a pinch of salt. Okay. And then a half a cup of water goes in there as well. Now, you're gonna let these cook until the butter and the miso has dissolved or melted. So we're gonna let this cook for until the butter and the miso has pretty much dissolved and melted. So I'll see you back here in a moment once those are done, and we'll continue the recipe. See you in a sec. Okay guys, so now that I'm back, the butter and the miso is melted, and this is about to a simmer. So once that's melted and you brought your carrots, pretty much your sauce here to a simmer, and you stirred it a little bit, hold on, I got itch. We're gonna reduce the heat and let it come to about a steady simmer. I don't have a lid for this pan, so I'm gonna get some foil to cover it up, just very loosely. I'm gonna use a mitt right now, just to help me out here, you know. There you go. Not too close to the flame. I'm kind of just using my corners as like a little bit of help here. There we go. There we go. And you're gonna let this simmer until the carrots are about tender. Right? Yeah. Till the center. I can stir the carrots and the pieces and the sauces. So basically till the carrots are tender and the sauce has thickened into like almost like a glazed look. So we're gonna set a timer for about, it says 12 to 15 minutes. We're gonna do about 15 minutes. So I'll see you back here in about 15 minutes when our carrots have gotten tender and also our sauce has turned into a glaze. See you in a sec. Okay, now that I'm back, guys, so the carrots are tender. The sauce has reduced into kind of a glazed here. I'm just giving them a little bit of an extra minute to soak up some of that glaze, rolling them around in here. So we're gonna head over to the other side of my kitchen. I'm gonna grab some hot pads for myself and put one down for the pan. And then I will see you on the other side of the kitchen. See you in a sec. Okay, now I'm back on the other side of the kitchen. So what we're gonna do is I rolled out this, I pulled it out of my freezer. So now it's ready to go. Of puff pastry dough, like one sheet. I'm gonna take one of my carrots here and I'm gonna roll it just enough to cover. If I had to cut them, I will. I would say about that much. So they're about a little bit. And then what you're gonna do, and you wanna leave the ends open. So then you're gonna take your heavy cream, or you can use if I could talk today, that'd be great, right? Heavy cream or a beaten egg. I'm gonna place that on I have a pan right here in front, right in front of me. I'm gonna set this more towards you guys. So I use the heavy cream. I'm gonna grab a towel just in case. Okay, hold. There we go. Right? No, me, I didn't open the poppy seeds prior, huh? There we go. So put the heavy cream on your puff pastry, and then you're gonna sprinkle a little bit of poppy seeds right on top of that. Let's see. Gotta read because I can. Nice. So. Okay. So put it on an unlined baking sheet, put the poppy seeds. I gotta grab some salt real quick. And I'm gonna grab a fancy salt. So I'm gonna use, just for topping, my flaky salt here. Probably gonna get scolded at by 100 chefs, but you know, just a little bit, and then top it right on. And then I'm gonna do this for all the carrots, so I'll see you back here in a moment. See you in a sec. Okay guys, I need both of my pans here because I always forget how puff pastry sometimes works, is that it likes to blow up, so I'm trying to create space for everybody. Make sure your seam side is down. I'm gonna try to move some of these over just a little bit this way so there's a little bit of room for everybody. Kind of make it even, you know. And I'm gonna put these in the oven at 425 for about 20-25 minutes, and then we're just gonna go from there. What else? So seam side down. I did reapply some of them because I had to move them around, so I'll see you back here in about 20-25 minutes. See you soon. Okay guys, so my puff pastry dough is done a bit early. Depending on what your oven's at, how long it's been warm. I'm gonna pull mine out. Whoo-wee! There's one. Okay. There's two. Okay, I'm gonna let those cool for a few minutes, and once they are done cooling, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put them on a plate so you guys can see them, and then we'll wrap it on up. See you in a sec. Okay, now they have cooled a bit. They're still warm to the touch, which is a good thing. So this is what they should look like, the carrot pigs in a blanket. So instead of saying pigs in a blanket, carrot pigs in a blanket. You could serve this with mustard, ketchup, any dipping sauces that you may prefer. For for like what you would normally probably like Dijon mustard, regular mustard, ketchup, like if you did regular pigs in a blanket. So this would be like for vegetarian. Ooh, I cracked my shoulder. Vegetarian. So this would be a meal to definitely try out if you're trying to cut back on your meat intake, or even if you're vegetarian. This would be like a good alternative because all the spices and all that would probably make like kind of like a smoky, kind of like a hot doggy feel, like little wieners. But if you remember, my 3 rules are: cook with family and friends, try something new, and have fun while you're doing it. I will always say I stand by those rules, and I do apologize if I haven't been posting every Tuesday. Like I said, my job now that I have has been kind of busy, taking up my time, and on top of it, trying to get my life back in order. Now that I'm 30 years old, it's been a little chaotic and a little nuts, so I'm just trying to get back my footing, and trying to get back on pace. And like I said, I love making these videos with you guys, and slowly it's been getting me out of my funk and slowly back into gear, and also knowing where I came from and how far I've come has been helping, and also knowing that things do get better with time. So always keep cooking, always keep trying to put your best foot forward, and know that a million failures will make one success story, because you can't succeed in life without failing quite a few times and learning from them. So I will see you here next time when we make a few more videos on our next recipe. Bye guys!